What if following the law, paying your taxes, and living honestly still wasn't enough to protect you from being deported? That's the storm Nigel Farage has stirred with his latest immigration proposal, and it's shaking Britain to its core. If stories like this make you think, if they make you question the future of our world, then I invite you to join this community. Subscribe to the channel, stay connected, and let's keep shining light on the issues that truly matter together. This suggestion has not only shocked his critics but also raised deeper questions about the future of immigration policy in the United Kingdom. For years, the immigration debate has been focused on those entering the country illegally, with arguments revolving around border control, asylum seekers, and undocumented workers. But Farage's new plan takes the discussion into an entirely different realm, one where even those who have abided by the rules, obtained their visas, and followed the law could find their residency under threat. The reaction was immediate and fierce. Human rights organizations labeled the proposal as dangerous, discriminatory, and deeply unfair. According to them, targeting legal migrants undermines the very principle of law and order that Farage claims to defend. After all, if someone has entered the country through proper channels and is contributing to society, on what grounds can their right to stay be questioned? Critics argue that such a policy could shatter the UK's global reputation as a democratic nation that respects international law and human dignity. Farage, however, insists that his plan is about prioritising British citizens first. He argues that legal migration has reached levels that put pressure on housing, healthcare, and education systems. In his words, the UK simply cannot cope with the numbers anymore. This line of reasoning resonates with certain segments of the population who feel that their needs have been ignored in favour of accommodating newcomers. To them, Farage's bold approach is not only welcome but necessary to reclaim resources for British families. But others warn of the dangerous precedent this sets. If legal migrants, people who may have lived in the UK for years, built businesses, paid taxes, and raised children, can suddenly be told they are no longer welcome, then where does the line get drawn? Would skilled workers, students, or even those married to UK citizens face the threat of deportation? The uncertainty created by this proposal could discourage talent from around the world from choosing Britain as their home, ultimately damaging the economy that depends heavily on migrant contributions. Political analysts suggest that Farage's strategy is less about practical policy and more about sparking headlines. They note that his rhetoric often leans toward the dramatic, designed to capture media attention and energize his base. By pushing the boundaries of the immigration debate, Farage ensures that he remains relevant in a crowded political landscape. Whether his proposals ever materialize into policy is another matter altogether. The wider political establishment has also weighed in. Opponents across the spectrum accuse Farage of sowing division and fear, using migrants as scapegoats for complex issues like housing shortages and underfunded public services. They argue that the real problems lie in government planning, austerity measures, and lack of investment, not in the presence of migrants who are often filling vital roles in the workforce. Meanwhile, supporters of multiculturalism highlight the positive impact legal migrants have made in the UK, from staffing hospitals to driving innovation in tech and business. They warn that policies like the one Farage is suggesting could undo decades of progress in building an inclusive and diverse society. As the debate rages on, one thing is clear: Farage has once again managed to grab national and international attention. His proposal has opened up questions that go far beyond immigration statistics. It touches on the kind of country Britain wants to be in the 21st century. Is it a nation that honors its legal commitments and embraces diversity, or one that turns inward and narrows the definition of who belongs? For now, the controversy shows no signs of slowing down. Supporters cheer his defiance, critics condemn his rhetoric, and the British public is left to grapple with the deeper implications. One man's proposal has turned into a national debate, reminding everyone that in politics, words can sometimes be just as powerful and just as divisive as actions.